Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Nathan and today I'm going to be answering the question, what if the NHL went to the 2022 Olympics? Now after skipping the 2018 Olympics, the 2022 Olympics have always been in question with the NHL. But with recent reports coming from Sportsnet Elliot Freeman saying that the NHL and the International Olympic Committee are actually working towards a goal, it seems more realistic than ever that the NHL might actually go in 2022. Let's hope. But if the NHL were to go to the Olympics in 2022, what would the rosters look like for each team, and what team would end up securing the gold medal? Watch till the end for all my predictions and opinions, and of course hit that subscribe button if you're new. Now, I think as hockey fans, we can all agree with this statement, whether you're a USA, Canada, Sweden, Finland fan, that we want to see the NHL be in the Olympics. Although 2018 was a somewhat wacky sort of fun, where you had teams like Team Germany, who almost won the gold medal, that was fun, but at the same time, the NHL being in the Olympics is something that you can only experience every 4 years at the most. And it's something that as a USA fan, I really want to see happen in 2022. And there will be a lot of interesting storylines if the NHL were to go to the Olympics that year. You have so many fantastic teams with so much fantastic youth. Right now we're seeing the youth take over in the NHL, and I think that would be the same in the Olympics. You have new guys on Team Canada, Team USA, teams like Finland and Sweden who are getting even stronger, and Team Russia who are still amazing. So today I wanted to look at some of the big rosters on the main teams going into that Olympics and what they might look like. And of course with that, we have to start out today with Team Canada and what they might look like if the NHL were to go in 2022. Now obviously you got the big man in Sidney Crosby, the golden goal in 2010, but you also have so much youth coming up on that team too. Just in the forward standouts, of course you got Sidney Crosby, but you got Connor McDavid, Nathan MacKinnon, Braden Point, Mitch Marner, Ryan O'Reilly, Brad Marchand, and guys like Mark Stone also. But even with those forward standouts, you still have depth on that roster, which are superstars across the league. Guys like Steven Stamkos, Patrice Bergeron, who will be older but still very good, Jonathan Huberdeau, Mark Scheifele, Sean Couturier, the list goes on. Guys like Matthew Barzal as well, Alexis Lafreniere. There's going to be so much youth, so much amazing veteranness on Canada just in that forward group alone. And the defense ain't bad either. Although I think there will be some big turnover in the youth, there will still be a lot of experience too on that defense. Guys like Alex Pietrangelo, Dougie Hamilton, Chris Letang, who have been there before. And also on the amazing youth side, you got guys like Cale Makar, Thomas Chabot, Morgan Rielly, and Shea Theodore. Now the goaltending situation is what's most interesting about Canada in my opinion, because there's not one clear favorite who's done amazingly this season that will totally take that spot. But I think the closest in 2022 will be Carter Hart. Although he hasn't had the greatest season this year, I think he will get back to that par, will get back to that level that he was last year. You also have Carey Price, who I think will 100% be there as well. I don't think he'll be all that great in 2022. He'll be old, sluggish, but Canada loves Carey Price, and I think he will be there. And same thing going for Jordan Binnington, who I'm not sure if he's going to be putting up .930 save percentages in 2022, but I think will also be there, and still, at the same time, will be one of Canada's best options. But now moving on to Team USA, and what they might look like in 2022. And honestly, when it comes to the potential roster here of both veterans and youth, I don't think I've ever been more excited for a Team USA team at this point. In 2022, I think they'll be very scary and very good. And that comes from the top end to the bottom end. And starting us out with the top forwards, the big standouts for Team USA, you have to have guys like Austin Matthews, Jack Eichel, Patrick Kane, the Tkachuk brothers, Johnny Gaudreau, Jake Gensel, Jack Hughes. But then you have more depth guys, which is even more scary too. Kyle Connor, Brock Besser. You got guys also like Dylan Larkin, Max Pacioretty, Blake Wheeler, JT Miller, guys like Cole Caulfield, Trevor Zegras who could come into play. That's a roster that I think, again, from all the forwards, top to bottom, from the fourth to the first, is a team that will score and be dynamic in every game. But even though I think the forward group is the standouts, the defense is also seriously underrated, and until I made this video and researched everything, I didn't realize how good it could be. Going into the top two defensemen of Seth Jones and John Carlson, Seth Jones I think could be a top three defenseman in 2022, John Carlson, who, nothing special, he's just about to win the Norris Trophy, that's it pretty much. Then you go on to the other guys, you have guys like Quinn Hughes, who are not bad whatsoever, Charlie McAvoy, Torrey Krug, Tony DeAngelo, Zach Werenski, Jacob Slavin, John Marino. The list goes on and on. I can mention a ton of other guys too. It's just a situation where USA has the top end guys and also, like the forward end, the bottom end guys, where you still have great depth and great defensive ability. But unlike Team Canada, I think the goaltending can be a standout for Team USA. You have three guys who I think can be starter goalie potential and could be one of the elites of the whole Olympics. Starting out with guys like John Gibson of the Ducks, Connor Hellebuyck of the Jets, and Ben Bishop of the Stars. Three guys who I think can command a whole team by themselves. John Gibson was amazing last year, Connor Hellebuyck being amazing this year, although there might be some inconsistency there. For Team USA, you have a great forward group, a great defense, and you can't complain about those goaltenders. But now going to my favorite team in Team USA to my least favorite team in Team Russia, but Russia is still worth mentioning because, newsflash, Russia's pretty good at hockey, last time I checked. But going to the standout forwards, you have the obvious guys. Alex Ovechkin, who, yes, will be at the Olympics in 2022, I think. You also have guys like Artemi Panarin, who are not bad whatsoever, Nikita Kucherov, Andrei Svechnikov, Vladimir Tarasenko, Evgeny Kuznetsov, Evgeny Malkin, and Kirill Kaprizov, who will be awesome, just like he was in 2018. And then on top of that, you have some solid depth to and forward. You have guys like Evgeny Dadonov, Alexander Radulov, Pavel Buchnevich, Ilya Mikheyev, also guys like Nikita Gusev, who will be there and good too. When it comes to the forwards, once again, Team Russia is very, very good at scoring, and that won't surprise anybody on this serve. And then onto the defense, which we all know is not the bright spot of Team Russia, but I think can be okay. It's not going to line up with Sweden, Finland, USA, or Canada, but I think it can be serviceable for them. You got the top end guy, and I think Ivan Provorov, who I think is the main anchor of that defense, but you also got Dmitry Orlov, who's not bad whatsoever, and Nikita Zadorov, who I think will round out that top three. Honestly, I don't know what else they're going to go for. Gavrikov is solid on Columbus, but I'm not too sure. Honestly, for Russia, it won't matter their defense because they're going to be scoring 5 goals a game. Just like that. And going on to the goaltending, which also makes up for the rather meh defense that Russia has. You have the starter in Andrei Vasilevsky, who in 2022, right now, I don't think is the best goaltender in the world, but I think can be to that level in 2022. Also, guys like Sergei Bobrovsky, who yes have been shaky, but he might get his game back. And also 2 young guys who I think will be great in the NHL in 2022. Guys like Elias Samsonov for the Caps and Alexander Georgiev as well. But even though Russia has the standouts in guys like Ovechkin, Panarin, Kucherov, I'm not sure if they'll have the depth both in the forward group and in the defense to really get that gold medal. I mean, it might happen because Russia sometimes is freaky good in the Olympics, but I think it will have to wait because there is some fantastic youth on other teams that I think might just take Russia over. Speaking of which, that amazing youth, by the way, we now go on to Team Sweden and what they might look like in 2022. And to me, Sweden is one of those teams that can either win a gold medal or will either disappoint in 2022, because when you look at that roster, it is one of the elites, 100%. Now, even though Sweden's bread and butter is defense, we know that, the forward group will be very, very good too. You have standouts in Elias Pettersson, who are not bad whatsoever, Mika Zibanejad, William Nylander, Nicholas Backstrom, Philip Forsberg, Victor Arvidsson, William Karlsson, and then some nice forward depth too in guys like Raquel, Landeskog, Lindblom, Burakovsky, and Lucas Raymond, who might find himself on the roster in 2022. And yes, the forward group is nice, but the defense, oh my goodness. Like, Sweden's defense is kind of a stereotype at this point that it is the best in the entire world. And once again, I think that is the case, to be honest. There is nobody that touches Sweden's defense at this point. And I think that will be once again the case in 2022. You have some decent guys like Erik Karlsson. He's pretty good. You've got John Klingberg, Rasmus Dahlin, Victor Hedman, Matthias Ekholm, Rasmus Sandin, Oscar Klefbom, Hampus Lindholm, Eric Brandstrom, Adam Boquist, and those are just the guys I came up with at the top of my head. There are some other amazing options that I did leave off this list. And thankfully, the goaltending also is great along with the defense. You have the starter who I think will be up to that par in 2022 in Robin Lehner. I'm not too sure if he'll be a 930 save percentage, but I think he will be around that level. if he stays consistent. And you also got Jacob Markstrom as the backup and potentially Linus Ullmark as an extra goaltender. Now this is in the scenario that Henrik Lundqvist ends up retiring, which I think will be the case. I think he'll go maybe for one more year with New York and end up retiring. I really don't see him playing in 2022 or being with Team Sweden. And then we go into the final team of the Big Five nations. And starting us out with Team Finland, the forward group is once again very, very good. You have the standouts in Alexander Barkov, Sebastian Aho, Teuvo Teravainen, Patrick Laine, Kaapo Kakko, who yes, I'm still bandwagoning for. Let's go Rangers. And I think he will be to the Olympic level in 2022. Mikko Rantanen, Kasperi Kapanen, Roope Hintz, Mikael Granlund. And then you also have some good depth forward options on forward. Anton Lindell, I think, can be there. Joel Armia, Erik Haula, Jonas Donskoi, and Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Now the defense in the past has been cause for concern, but going into 2022, they'll probably have one of the youngest defense cores, but maybe one of the more underrated ones, starting with Miro Heiskanen, who will be in his prime in 2022 and will be one of the premier defensemen in the league. You also have Sami Vatanen, who I think will be very good, Ville Heinola, who I think will be great also, and then younger guys like Henri Jokiharju, Esa Lindell, and Sami Niku, who I think will round out not the best top six in the entire Olympics, but one of the ones that will go underrated and I think will do its job. And then you go on to the goaltending, which I think will still be strong for Finland in 2022. You have Tuukka Rask for Boston, who I think will be the starter there. Also Antti Ranta and Jonas Korpisalo, who I think both can kind of serve as that backup type role. But to me, Finland is a team that I think all depends on development. It depends on the development of guys like Kotkaniemi, Heiskanen, Heinola, Jokiharju, if they're going to be either a superpower or a pushover in these Olympics. I can see them getting like as high as like the silver medal or finishing 5th. It really does depend on the development of these guys and the young guys that come in, especially on that defense. But to me, Finland is a team that even if they don't do anything in 2022, I think might be one of the scariest teams in 2026. When you have the young guys coming up that they do this year or last year in Kaapo Kakko, this year in Anton Lindell, next year in 2021 of Aatu Räty, and in 2022 with Brad Lambert, that's a team that on forward I think will be absolutely nasty in 2026 if guys like Barkov are still doing his thing. To me, it's a team that has nothing to lose at this point with so much fantastic youth on forward and defense. But that leads me to my predictions for the 3 medals in the 2022 Olympics, and honestly, it's kind of a coin toss because there's so many variables and so many things that'll change from here now to 2022. But to be honest, I think it'll again be between the top 5 teams: USA, Canada, Sweden, Russia, Finland. I think those will be the main teams competing for those 3 medals: gold, silver, and bronze. But starting us out here today with my 5th place team out of those 5 nations, I'm gonna go with Team Russia. Again, I don't see too much different with Team Russia here in terms of the youth they might bring up. I think maybe Vasily Podkolzin gets it done, but I really don't see much changing for this team. Yes, they still have amazing superpowers like Alex Ovechkin, like Artemi Panarin, but I just don't think they have enough depth on forward and defense to get much higher. But now going to my 5th place team to my 4th place team, the team that just missed out on the bronze medal in 2022. For my prediction, I have Team Finland. Now, as a guy who has Finland as my 2nd favorite nation, once again, behind US, I really want to see the Finns do well, but I'm not sure if this next Olympics is the one they really dominate in. Again, I think 2026 is going to be the one they absolutely go amazing with. I think it's kind of in the same situation as the US, where I think in 2018 they would have been good, but there would have been some inexperience there with guys like Austin Matthews, Jack Eichel, but in 2022 they're more fully grown and will be the dynamic players and the elite ones that we all know and love. In that position, I don't think Finland is going to do amazing, but I think they will still be good. But then going on to my 3rd place team, the team that I think will get the bronze medal in the 2022 Olympics, as it stands, I'm going to go with Team Sweden. Now, Sweden is one of the more interesting teams in this one because, again, I could see them potentially even winning gold. They could be that good, but I think the goaltending might just be a little bit of an inconsistent thing for them. I like Jacob Markstrom, I like Robin Lehner, but I'm not sure if they're going to be the elites of the elites in this tournament, and I think that might end up holding them back. But now getting into the gold medal game. For my predictions in 2022, it'll go down between Team Canada and Team USA. And as a USA fan, I can admit USA loves to choke a lot, especially in Olympics, international tournaments, whatever it might be. So I could see teams like Russia, Sweden, Finland all going ahead of them because USA just loves to suck it up. But in my opinion, I think they will be in the gold medal game. Same thing as Team Canada. Even as a USA fan, I can admit that Canada is the favorite and on paper has the best roster right now. But even as a USA fan, that is 100% biased there, I still will pick Team Canada to win the gold medal game if they did go against a team like US. In that situation, I'm going to say Canada ends up winning 2-1 in overtime, and Brad Marchand gets the golden goal just like he did in the World Cup of Hockey in 2016. For US, I'd honestly take a silver medal in 2022 because in 2026, I think they could be even scarier. You got in the goaltending guys like Spencer Knight coming up, and you have again Austin Matthews, Jack Eichel in their prime still. It wouldn't be a complete loss, and I think they'd still be able to compete, and once again Canada I think would be the favorite and would get it done if they have the chance. But that'll be it for today, guys. Of course, with this video, let me hear y'all's thoughts down those comments down below. Let me know what you think about my roster predictions, what you agree and disagree with, and my predictions too for the whole tournament. And let me know down in the comments down below, if the NHL were to go to the 2022 Olympics, which teams do you see getting bronze, silver, and gold? But if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more videos just like this one, I would suggest you click on this playlist to watch all of my NHL predictions videos right in one place. But of course, if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on my predictions, what you agree and disagree with, and everything like that. Share this video with your friends, get the excitement out there because the NHL just might be going in 2022. My name is Nathan and I'll see you all next video or stream. Goodbye.